Why I'm not interested in compliments or receiving gifts from others, even, when it's my birthday, right? Well, it was an interesting question, but this doesn't have to be, it's not related to me not liking those people. It's because the quality of most people is kind of very damaging for you, for anyone else. Many people just bitch, whine, complain. There's literally just toxicity and negativity about them. Whether they tell you words, cutesy words, or whether they give you a gift, those two things are energy, and energy is contagious. Obviously, many people, me included, are not gonna succumb to other people's energy just like that. Because most people don't have elevated energy. You need to do occultism, some sort of occult work to influence other people's energy, especially, let's say, different people's energy that easily. Even in that case, it may take some practice, it may take some work. But the point is, even if it doesn't pull you, even if it doesn't weaken you necessarily, it does pull you down a bit because every energy from toxic people is not gonna be compatible with you. When it comes to your own body's energy is unique in this cosmos. That is why most people's energy is not gonna be compatible with you. Not even your pets, not even anything. Because that is extra energy which does not belong to your system. Your system will have some sort of fatigue trying to figure out that and to, well, discard it. Because whatever you eat, whatever you drink becomes part of you. Similarly, whatever emotions and, well, other sorts of energies you take from people also becomes part of your system. And accepting a gift comes with that person's energy signatures. Being told things by those people, that's also energy signatures. You know the quote that says, touch people without touching them. You can touch people with words. That is because what they speak is not just something that you hear, it is an energy emitted towards you. And they might smile, but you probably already know that most of those people's smiles are already fake. Many people, especially those with narcissistic tendencies, treat you well at the beginning because they want you hooked so that they can actually vampirize upon you afterwards. And those people with narcissistic tendencies, they also treat you nice not because they care about you. They only care about how others treat them. That is just a demo of their fantasies, of their fetishizing power. Because in the end, them treating you nice is actually nothing else but a demo of how they envision everyone else treating them. Yes, they only treat others nice because that's not a sign that they care for you. You're just the next target, you're just the next victim. That is just programming you on how to behave with them because they give you a certain sense of emotion. They prepare you for your expectations because finally, when you are treated well for once in your life, you will have an expectation almost instantly that they will do that again. And since you are used with conditional love, that love is only related to being treated nice, and that treating nice always comes at a cost. You must be the slave of other people's necessities. You must fulfill their desires, their necessities, and almost most of your life has to be spent doing something for other people, right? Those are the perfect target for narcissists because people who are, obedient and do things for others, they will always be a good target. But, well, not always, because narcissists always want the biggest challenge, right? They always want to break people, those who don't abide to them from the beginning. Because those who just abide from the beginning, they're boring, they're not a challenge. Narcissists want challenges. And to get challenges, they need to work a lot. They need to build your expectations because without expectations, abusers cannot have any control over you, right? Or it is much more reduced. You're not gonna easily accept their Trojan horses because someone toxic, well, you may not figure that they're toxic, but your emotions will communicate with you. That is why you feel pain, guilt, shame, and the such. Your emotions are your best friend and your guidance system. That's why narcissists always go against it. What do narcissists always do? They turn all your defenses against you. they victimize, right? They're always on the defense. You're the culprit, you're the bad one, right? They always teach you that everything about you is bad, right? You can see that in this society nowadays, when you can see all the norms of present day society being turned upside down, new norms are being invented, everything about you as a human is bad, is horrible, you are, some culprit, you are whatever, even religion has been trained into this madness that you are born a sinner, right? So why live a perfectly sinless life when you're already a sinner and you'll be punished ruthlessly by God, right? Religion never made sense for those who actually seek deep within its trenches. I was told about some religions that they are very logical, and I said disgusting. I'm not interested in logical religions because spirituality is never logical. Only the mind is obsessed with details and with logics and with analyzing data. Spirituality is not data, it is not analyzing stuff. You're using your own energy to elevate the potential of your physical body, to make it into a vessel for higher energies to work through you. It does not deal much with energy. It revolves around making your physical body more stable so that higher energies can enter inside your body and you can actually make use of those. And, well, more or less, it also deals with energy, but it's not necessarily primarily the focus. If you want to use mainly just energy, that is occultism. It's a whole different thing. That's why I always call there's a difference in between Reiki, for example, Theta healing and the such. Those are still occult practices because all they do is deal with energy in one way, shape, or form. Maybe you're taught that Reiki can only be used for healing purposes, but believe me, just like in medicine, where a medicine and a drug, the only difference in between those is the dose. Reiki can also be used in destructive ways. There's nothing that can be used just for good. So these toxic people, they don't care much about you. They're gonna use any means possible to bypass your defenses, to turn your emotions against you. They're literally rearranging your body into an autoimmune disease where everything within you fights you. Yes? Your thoughts are turned against you. Your opinions are turned against you while they wet their panties that you're wasting time with a garbage like them. All narcissists know that they're trash, but they have to run away from that and distract themselves. And they have to win a spot in your mind so that you constantly think about them, because when you think about them, you're sending them your energy even if you're not in the same room with them. So they're not vampirizing you up close by just being around you and bitching around and constantly draining you of your energy. Now they have a free spot in your minds. You're thinking about them constantly, so you're feeding them your energy. That is why they're not around you, but you're still feeling like trash. Because when you give them your energy, they give them their energy. It's always an energy exchange. That's why I always tell people you have to be stupid enough to think that you're independent in this cosmos. Independent means you do not rely on anything. You cannot not rely on anything. Even when you're dead, you're gonna rely on certain things. So that makes you very dependent in this physical life that you're gonna have in this physical body. The point that you may want is to make yourself dependable, maybe, so that others can count on you, and hopefully if their quality is right, you can also count back on them. This is what life is, not about being independent and strong. That's something you'll only find in the psychiatry world. But sick people will always need to change realities, to make you constantly live confused, because confusion means you have no stability. When you have no stability, you're literally a mold for sick minds to be shaped into whatever they will. Because if you're not working for something of your design, for something that you long, you're going to end up working for someone else. And everyone is more than willing to make you work for them. These sick people do not make you feel good because they care. It is programming your mind to teach you how to treat them back in return. Because when you think about corporate walls, they're nothing else but a ritualistic humiliation of you. Nobody cares about you, all they want is just your attention. That's why you have all those stupid meetings where those fucking narcissists don't do anything and just babble uselessly and feed upon your energy. So don't take it necessarily lightly what I told you, but don't take it too harsh as well. It is a lesson that one has to adjust for themselves. This being said, take care, enjoy life. Ferenc Board signing out.